Thanks a lot. Once again, my name is Damion Heredia. I run the product side, product management design for Bluemix. This is Ram Vennam, who is a dev advocate for Bluemix. We have two demonstrations prepped for you today. I'm going to use a couple slides to introduce them, and then we'll get right into the product. The first is when we started with Bluemix, we had actually designed, specified, designed, and started developing all three deployment options of Bluemix. Platform or service delivered in the shared public cloud, a cloned version just for you we call dedicated, so you can have isolation from network storage to the compute, and then a local version, as Steve put it, which is cloud comes to you, where we deliver the Bluemix experience of cloud, but on your infrastructure behind your firewall. Now to do that, we had several decisions to make, because what everyone loves about Bluemix is how easy it is to get going, the experience in cloud, the enterprise grade capabilities, the ability that it's always updated with the latest Cloud Foundry versions and build packs and service APIs, but people wanted certain services behind the firewall as well to do a true hybrid experience. So we had to do some innovation around that, and what we came up with is what we brand Relay. It's our ability to connect to that system for monitoring system upgrades and pushing updates to you to choose when they should be deployed. It's our way of metering and monitoring the system and understanding the development activities to build one application, but across public, dedicated, and local. So what I'll do today is show you the operation side, the admin console side of Bluemix Local, which is a way for you to get governance and insight and transparency into what's running on your infrastructure, but in a sense of being deployed as one hybrid cloud experience. So let me jump over to the machine over here. If we could turn over to the laptop, there we go. So I'm logged into the Bluebank, which is our fictional company today, admin console for Bluemix Local. You can see it has several sections ranging from usage to organization to system information. I'm going to start with the first, which is usage. And so as an operator, I would come in here, and we've provided complete transparency of how we run our clouds, but now on your infrastructure, memory, disk utilization, CPU utilization. You can scroll down for network usage, response times. All this is available to your admins and operators within your IT department. Now, if I come back and included in that is our ability to manage users and the quotas that they're using, what capacity and how much gigabytes of memory they're consuming, and you can move that capacity around to different organizations based on your needs. These are all part of the administrative side of things of Bluemix Local. So we have that capability. We've also, one of the big things we had to innovate around is how to push updates. You know, for public and dedicated, they're on our data centers. We update them constantly with the latest versions of the software, both from us and open source packages that we're running for you. But on Bluemix Local, we needed a different way to engage the company and the enterprise to be able to deliver updates when they wanted it in a time frame that was consistent with their policies. So you can see here at the top, I can go in and look at updates that we've pushed as IBM through the relay down to the Bluemix Local environment and that are scheduled to be updated at the time the company has decided. In fact, here's a new one that's ready that is an update for a Node.js build pack. So we update that as new technologies come out. We've pushed it to Bluemix Local. Now it's available to the admin to schedule a particular date range, or you can actually set unavailability dates. So here's a blackout period. Now, obviously with the holiday season coming up, I could say that I want to block out the entire week of Thanksgiving, including Black Friday, and the Sunday, Monday before. What you can do is set this range is where the update cannot be applied. Then I can scroll down and submit those dates. You can also approve the update, and it will be scheduled to be applied when it's not blacked out. You can look at the history, so you can see everything that is from an audit trails perspective that's been applied to this system as administrator, and see exactly what happened when. You can test them in your test environments first, and then roll them to production. If we go back out to the front of the console screen, the last thing we innovated around is catalog management. As you saw Steve scroll through the catalog, there are over 100 services available in Bluemix. Those are API, discrete atomic services, ranging from runtimes to Watson API services with cognitive intelligence, to mobile, to DevOps, web, integration, data, etc. And certain services have badging on them that says that these are now installed and running locally behind your firewall on Bluemix Local, versus ones that are maybe running dedicated or in public. Now, what you can do with this admin console is you can manipulate which ones are shown to your developers. So you can choose which products are shown to them, also which service plans. And you can see disabled ones because they're grayed out. So for purposes, we've disabled Hadoop, which would not show to your developers. But if I click on, let's say, IBM DB2 for cloud, I can see that there's quite a few plans available for developers to use, but I made to choose that the most expensive plan, the largest production plan, is only enabled for a particular group. Let's just choose the Ops Center, so that only a certain group can deploy that high-end DB2 machine. And then you can save that. Oops, excuse me. And then it would manipulate the catalog on the developer side so they only see what you want to roll out. So it's a great experience for a developer to get engaged and really customize that experience for the developer as they build hybrid apps. Now, so this is the operator side. I'm going to hand it over to Ram, and we're going to show the development side of things and how you build a hybrid application. So if we can go back to the PowerPoint for a second. We're going to use today an example from a banking FinServe example. The fictitious company, Bluebank. And this is a very common example where you have a mobile application, in this case, a customer loyalty app that you want to engage your users with, that has services in the cloud, mobile push, perhaps a Watson Personality Insights service, things that you want to use from the cloud, but you need to run the data and the runtime behind the firewall. So you run that on Bluemix Local. So it's a true hybrid application, managed as one, deployed as one, developed as one, but there are parts of it that are running behind the firewall versus in the cloud. So Ram, why don't you take us through it?
Sure. Brian, can you switch to my phone and the computer? I'm waiting for my phone. It's okay. Put back up. I did.
Why don't you just show the console side?
Sure. This should only take a second. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, so Bluebank built two applications using Bluemix. On the left, there's a mobile application on Bluemix Public, and this mobile application is for their customers to manage their loyalty points, maybe redeem them, buy airline tickets, etc. The second application is an internal web application, runs on Bluemix Local. So let's take a look at each of these apps. So jump into my phone here. I'll launch the mobile application. It says I have 42,000 points here, but 10,000 of my points have already expired. Well, I mean, that's frustrating. So like, I see a place where I can share some feedback. So let's do that. I'll click share feedback, and then, I'll type up my angry feedback, say it's already expired, this is ridiculous, and click share feedback. So this feedback gets routed through Bluemix Public to the Bluebank's data centers using Secure Gateway. So next, Bluebank has to deal with all this incoming feedback. So they can use Bluemix Local to quickly spin up an application to do that. So I'll jump to that, I'll click Create App, do SDK for Node, continue. What do I want to call it? I'll call it Feedback Manager. Click Finish. So Bluemix is creating a Node.js container inside the Bluebank's firewall that's going to have my Node.js application. While it's doing that, let's look at the catalog and start consuming some of these services. Notice that some of these services have a little badge on the top. That indicates that this is a locally hosted service. Others are syndicated to me through the public catalog. I see a bunch of Watson APIs here, like this one says language translation. So I'll grab that service. because I'll need to translate any feedback coming in from a different language. Click Use. Next, I'll need to connect to Bluebank's existing systems. So in this case, they had a business rules service that can recommend the number of points to award an angry or disgruntled customer. In this case, what I did, I used Bluemix's API management to create a new REST custom API and expose that service to Bluemix as a custom API. So it's shown here. So I'll grab this as well as a couple of other services. So my final dashboard looks something like this. So here's my Node.js app. I binded the award recommendation service, language translation, tone analyzer, as well as personality insights. So next, I can just download the starter code and make some changes locally using my favorite editor and just push the code back to Bluemix. For the sake of time, let's jump to a live running application. So here it is. So here's the app that I just created. Along with the feedback, I can also see all the customers' like net worth, their banking status, and if I refresh, I should see the new feedback that just came in. You'll notice that because this is running inside Bluemix Local, I don't have to worry about any of this data leaving the company firewall. I'm also using the Watson services to translate any feedback, as well as categorize it, analyze that feedback, and categorize it as cheerful, negative, or angry. So without even reading this new feedback, I can tell that I have an angry customer, and I can take action quickly. So I'll click Award. This is calling that custom award recommendation API, and it's coming back. It says award this customer 10,000 points. I can type up a message over here. It says, sorry for your troubles, and click Send. This action takes advantage of the Bluemix mobile push services to send a notification to the customer. So if I jump to my phone, to see I just got a push notification on my phone. So just to summarize, Bluebank created applications that span across local and public. They use the syndicated catalog to consume services, consume public services like Watson, as well as integrate with their existing systems to create a solution that spans the entire environment.
Great. Thanks, Ram.